Hey, how's it going? Five Mana Short here, looking at opening another box. Today we're going to be looking at a War of Devastation. Hour of Devastation. I have War of the Spark on the brain. I was just talking to somebody about it for a while there. Hour of Devastation. Not one of the most revered boxes ever. However, it is one of the ones that happened while I wasn't playing. I never actually saw inside of this. I've seen some spoilers. But not inside the boxes. And I got these a little bit discounted. There's a lot of damage to the box. It just did not mail well. And when it got to me, we discussed it. I mean, there's even shifting of the packs inside. Luckily, everything's sealed. It looks like it's the right type of packaging and seal and everything like that. Hopefully the cards weren't too damaged in there. I kind of took a quick peek. There's nothing worth a tremendous amount, but I mean, it's not piddly in itself either. I mean, it is definitely worth having around. This one, I mean, the big cards we're looking for are going to be Razaketh, the Foul-Blooded, the Locust God, and the Scarab God. Those are the ones that came in above $10 a card. That's just what it is. We're going to open this. I'm going to kind of skim through the commons, a little through the uncommons. I may be stopping more because I haven't seen any of these cards before. But we're really interested in the rares. We're really interested in seeing what happens, what I can get out of this, what if it's a good box, if it's a bad box, all the fun. And forgive me while I use my little plastic hard jewel case to cut into this, because I have learned my fingers don't like taking off the plastic. God, that is old. Doesn't smell like smoke, but it's definitely yellowed. Yeah, you can really see the damage to the box all through there. Packs have shifted, but don't look damaged. Okay, let's get in. I do not speak fluent French. If I mispronounced numbers, please just forgive me. There we go. Hours of Devastation. I'm going to pull back out just a touch. There we go. So I can, there we go. Okay, and we got our packs. Let's get cracking. Whew, that was open easier. Some of the newer stuff. All right, I don't know the order to this at all. I'm going to assume that it's commons, 3 uncommons, and then the rare. Angel of the God Pharaoh. Dagger of the Worthy, Liliana's Defeat, Angel of Condemnation, and a couple of those. I am being indecisive. I am sorry. Doing this in a way that other people can see it actually makes it a lot different. Normally I would just put the commons over in the box over there and call it good. But that doesn't always actually work very well when you're not in a situation to do that. And I apologize for the audio quality on this. It appears my mic system has crapped out on me. I may just do the lower audio. Yeah, we have a foil coming up, I saw that. Overall, and hope that it is a decent enough quality that it won't ruin the whole take. Anyway, oh god, those are the dual spell ones where the card actually rotated. Authority and Appeal. Visor of the Anointed, Unraveling Mummy, Target attacking zombie gains lifelink. Target attacking zombie gains death touch. Okay. And card of the day is Hour of Promise. And Hostile Desert is going to be our foil land. 1 mana, exile land card from your graveyard, and hostile becomes a creature till end of turn. Cool. Don't know personally if that's worth any more or less than it would be any other land. It's really pretty art though. What's your favorite art out of this? I mean, just looking at Hours of Devastation, those are familiar with it. Or while we're going through this, if there's a particular one, even if you don't catch the name because I'm going too fast, timestamp it. What art really drew you to this set? I know it's not one of the most famous ones, but I'd like to know. Hope Tender, Sunscourge Champion, Eternal of Harsh Truths. Okay, and just read Afflict for the first time. Oh, and there's our Hostile Desert as a regular rare and a full art plains. Okay, these might make it worth it because that's kind of pretty. That's going to go right there. And we have just a zombie. And this is a rare. And these are the uncommons. Sorry. Some of these symbols actually, with the lighting hitting them the way it is, get really hard to tell what color they are when it switches from silver to gold. I think it's something Wizards has done a good job of getting better at, making sure that those are distinguishable easy. But sometimes they're just, yeah. Ooh, Avian Redstalker. I really appreciate the heavy Egyptian influence that these all had. One of my favorite myths and folklores, well, many of them come from the Egyptians. So having a set of magic that actually also came from that and seeing the pieces and how it would fit into the world is kind of awesome to me. Nisa's Defeat. I'd like to know the story behind that one. Sunset Pyramid, Tenacious Hunter, and Resilient Kenra. Resilient Kenra. And another full art land, which happens to be the exact same one. And Punch-Outs. -1, Bricks, Exerted, Eternal, Exerted. So they flip over. Eternal and Exerted. That is a mechanic I might have to look up to understand what's going on, or if somebody could just give a quick synopsis of what it is and why there's bricks. I don't understand why there's brick counters. I'm sure it makes plenty of sense with one of the cards in here I haven't even read yet. Rest assured I will be reading these in full when I have a chance to sit down with the set a little bit longer. I learned the hard way the first time. Oh, there's Jace. I know Jace. That might be Gideon. I don't know. Somebody can tell me if that's Gideon or not. We're looking at strategic planning. Jace and Gideon would make sense for me. Desert of the Glorified. Shuffet Dunes. Gideon's Defeat. Oh, that just answered. There's Gideon. Wow, we have Gideon and is this the set where they all got kind of beaten down? Is that a thing? Yeah, that's Gideon. So I just answered my own question. You don't have to. I know this is where Nico Bolas got a lot of his Eternals from. Hour of Devastation on the plane I don't remember the name of anymore. You can all scold me. Pride Sovereign is our rare, and then we have a regular island and a token. I know it starts with a K. That is all I remember right now. Okay. This is an interesting time of the art. Could just be the set. I am open to that being a possibility as I throw boxes on the floor. Raz Keith's right. Chandra's defeat. Wow. So does all the main 5-color planeswalkers have a defeat in here? Is that what I'm starting to get a feeling for? An Hour of Eternity. Oh, and there's the full art forest. And more bricks. Exile X target creature cards from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, create a token that is a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Huh. So it doesn't matter what it is in your graveyard, it becomes a 4/4 black zombie, but it sounds like it keeps all of its abilities. Interesting. Oh, poor bird is hurt. That's really sad, actually. Yeah, I really like the art in this set. It is different from what I'm used to. As far as earlier and later sets, Dunes, Torment of Scarabs, and Ramnap Excavator? You may play land cards from your graveyard. Oh, well, that's not true. So, Rumunap Excavator. Okay. And a cat token. Oh, that one has a tab. Tabs are our friends. It's a hippo. Does anybody remember the Hippo Pegasus from, what was it, Visions, I think it was, had a hippo Pegasi? A Hipposi? Well, there's Jace's defeat. So we know Jace, Gideon, and Chandra, and was it Nessa? I'm going to get that wrong, and somebody's going to be like, rah, 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 and I'm going to be like, I'm sorry. River Hopo. Inferno Jet. Mirage Mirror becomes a copy of target artifact, creature, enchantment, or land until end of turn for only 2. It's actually kind of nice. Interesting. Other questions are, do you think I'm guaranteed a full set of the full lot? At least one of each of the full art lands, if not the full set? That's a question that I have. Oh, yeah, I keep showing off the foil that's hidden in the back. Look at that. Well, we know there's a foil. Search your library for a card and put that card into your hand, and then shuffle your library. Not bad. Raz Keith's right. Chandra's defeat. Obelisk Spider, and Hollow One. Don't think that was on our list. Oh, just a land, a foiled land. And full art mountain. These full arts are following a very specific theme there. It's all good. What do we have? Sorry, I'm starting to see a lot of the same comments here, so it's getting a little bit faster and faster. Manticore Eternal, Steward of Solidarity, Bane Whip Punisher, Refuse and Cooperate. Ambushcade. There I go, showing off the foil at the end. I think it's because the foil slips more than the others. Imaginary Threats, Resolute Survivors, and Sand Stranger into the Scorpion God. And Rona Stalwart. Foiled. Foiled, I say. So, yeah, Hours of Devastation took place kind of in the middle of my whole, well, as far as I can tell, in the middle of my hiatus from the game. My hiatus, like I've said before, being 20 years. 20 years of not playing Magic. Collected a few pieces of sets here and there. Nothing serious. Nothing truly serious enough to call playing or collecting. Into riddle form. Consign Oblivion. Earth Shaker. Kierna. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those, it goes with Dragon Maze, which kind of began a lot of the stuff that led up to the War of the Spark in the endgame on Ravnica. I know that one. But before that, I mean, I know they bounced all over the place, and I don't know a lot about those places or what happened during that time period. I also don't know how Ice Age, Visions, Mirage, how all those fit into the story or into the timeline, or if they even do, if they even included them, or if the sparks all happened, the Planeswalkers all started after that. Crook of Combination, Dunes of the Dead. Put into graveyard from battlefield, created 2/2 black zombie. Okay. Except if you can play it from your graveyard with the other card, that's kind of fun too. Rampant Hydra. Gets pluses for desert cards. Cool. Also, is this pre-mythic? Is this mythic era? Have I just been really unlucky on that front so far? I mean, really, I don't know. I don't fully understand what's going on. I shouldn't pretend to. I do know that there seems to be a lot of different front covers for these packs. And I kind of like collecting one of each that I've opened. It's a weird thing that I do. That's why some of them you see going to my right instead of off to the left where they'll go into the trash. There's a Manticore. Tactics, Ruins, and the hiding card is Scavenger Grounds. Sacrifice a desert, exile all cards from all graveyards. Ew. Cool. So I guess there's only 5 for this one. Once I get a well-opened Nico Bolas, I'll be good to go. Also, a good question is, you barely see it, what is the thing in Nico Bolas's head? What is it? It floats between his horns. It's very similar to the Stone of Becoming that was on his brother. I know that much. But it doesn't match exactly. The colors don't seem to line up. Of course, his colors are different than his brother's by far. And the Stone of Becomings. Okay, Hostile Desert. Is that... Yeah. So I got a lot of Hostile Desert, apparently. Answering the question that a foil of it might be worth a couple bucks, but chances are that is not something of value. God, these packs open so easy compared to modern packs. Okay. Sorry about that. I kind of thought I ran out of space on this particular recording because it only lets me record for so long, which is something I have to get fixed. But also, apparently, I forgot to empty the memory card, and so had to download everything that was on there and then delete it all before I could continue on. So it's been a few minutes on my side. For you, it's just a little blip in the tape that I hope you can overlook. Anyway, totally forgot what I was talking about. So if I leave some conversation weirdly dead, I apologize for that. Wildfire Eternal. I honestly have no clue. I mean, I could have gone back and watched it, I guess, but that would have been even longer. Not for you, but for me, and I kind of wanted to get back. Wanted to get back to opening these packs. Oh. Cool pictures. So, because dead spaces are something I'm good at, or prattling on endlessly to try to fill the void that the dead space is there, or to fill the void of the dead space, I am looking to actually fill these with public domain music, and not the YouTube stuff. I've said this before, I don't want to do the YouTube domain stuff. I'm actually looking to do some of the old classic domain stuff that at least fits the theme and everything. Something that might be able to be muted. I don't know. I'm going to give it a try, see what you guys think, see what the feedback is. If most people find it positive, then great. If it seems to be more of a hindrance than anything else, I will definitely just kind of stop doing that. And Apocalypse Demon. Still no mythics, though. Starting to really question if there are any. Which is a weird thing to say. I know there is in this set. I know I questioned it earlier, but upon further speculation, really reviewing what I had read about earlier, or looking at this before I went to open it, I know there's mythics. Swarm Intelligence. Sweet. There's so much with Magic. This is one of the coolest games ever invented, and of course we all know that. We're sitting here watching me open packs, and I'm getting all excited and having fun opening packs with you. Sharing this is one of my favorite things, and unfortunately I'm not able to be around people a lot when I go to open my packs. Or open boxes. I do really enjoy opening boxes, going through those. Like I said, I'm going to be going through these later and actually detailed reading them, familiarizing myself with them, because that's part of the fun of it. For me, Hammond Eternal. I know not everybody wants to sit here and listen to me read every card there is. Maybe I'll do a separate thing, a 4-hour thing of me reading one of every card that I open today. See what kind of results that gets. Doubt anybody will actually be interested in listening to that much explanation of what every card does from a set that is completely old. But then again, it might be useful. It might be a good thing. Who knows? We will see where the wind takes us. Torment of Hailfire. I make myself cringe sometimes with this. When the pack sticks and I pull and now it's stuck and I'm like, either way, it's going to be the same. And then I just keep pulling. I already got that one. Alright, repeating our rares and still don't know what the bricks are for. I really need somebody to explain that to. I mean, I'm sure there's something very obvious. And there we go. Battery died that time. Said it was 2/3 full on the screen. I was actually watching it that time, and it died. I've had this camera for a little while. I've used it a lot. These batteries might not be in the best of shape. I'm going to have to look at how to keep power to the camera without relying on the batteries in the future. This is getting into a complicated setup, more so than I've been able to actually deal with. So I apologize for the blip again. Picking up right where we left off, though. On the plus side, my camera does scream at me even when it's running out of power. It makes a very loud, angry beep noise and then shuts off. Endless Sands. So it's not a surprise when I look up and it's all black, at least. I didn't go through 4 or 5 packs before I realized that, oh, my screen's not on. Because I haven't been looking up the whole time. I've been paying attention to the cards like I'm supposed to when opening the packs. Oh, there we go. We know what that is. Oh, I saw a glimmer of a foil. Open fire. Huh. That is a very expensive 3 damage. That you already knew about, probably. Supreme Will. Counter target spell. So power sync. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of the library. That's not bad. And Deju with Open Eyes and Sunset Pyramid. Foil. No rare foils. No mythics. I'm a little surprised. We're over halfway through here and I haven't seen a single mythic yet. Which means I haven't seen any of the 3 cards that are worth more than $10. That's all I looked up. All I looked up when I went to go do this is which cards are worth more than $10, and there was 3 on the list. The 3 I read at the beginning. Yeah, haha. What do we have? Chaos Ma. There's the Exert. Exerted. So people knew when they were exerted or not. I mean, that tile made sense. Turtle must be something you can get applied. I don't know. Maybe you can get it applied. I'm sure somebody can tell me eventually when, you know, you watch this video finally. Hopefully it won't be too long. Hopefully people enjoy watching me open the cards and actually listening to me. I feel like I'm prattling on. It's one of those things I've always had a hard time with, is actually just talking. Expressing and going over things, not leaving silence. I am a huge fan of letting the silence speak for itself. I don't need to tell people when I'm happy all the time, because it should be obvious that I'm content being around them type person. And a lot of it's anxiety, social anxiety, really having a hard time expressing myself to other people. And that's always been a thing. With me, I have always had that problem since I was little, really. This is one of my attempts to get over it. Took me maybe way too long. Maybe I'm going to get a lot of negative feedback and it'll overwhelm me. And maybe I'll get a lot of positive feedback and you guys will actually prove that this was all worthwhile, that this was something I should have done from the beginning. Sorry, I started reading. It is an abandoned sarcophagus, and you may cast non-land cards with the cycling from the grave. You can cast non-land cards with cycling from your graveyard. Right, because cycling means you can discard it from your hand to draw a different card. Okay. That is another of the mechanics that entered in while I was away, so sometimes I have to stop and remember which mechanic it's now talking about. But yeah, sharing magic is something that has always helped me be more comfortable around people. And so this is just the next level of that. This is doing something that is out of my comfort zone, but at the same time is something I know people will enjoy. And on some level, in some way, watching me go through this, leave and chance, I guess is what I just opened. It's really interesting that they decided to do part up, part sideways with these, and later on they turned them sideways, which actually makes them easier to see when you're going through, I guess? I don't know. So, and for me, I watch a lot of videos. I watch a lot of opening videos. There's 4 or 5 people that I actually watch their videos on. You probably do too, if you're on watching videos of card openings. And everybody has their own style, and I kind of appreciate all of them. They all are a little bit cathartic in one way or another. Huh. Don't get any land next turn, but get all your life back. Okira's Last Mercy. Watching openings and listening to people talk about it, about their lives, about the magic world, about the cards themselves, all of it. It actually is a little bit stress relieving for me. I don't know, there's all those ASL things, textures, visual, all of that. Everybody has it a little bit different. Not everybody enjoys it. And I know that coming out of the gate, so I know not everybody's going to enjoy this, but maybe some people will. Maybe some people will enjoy listening to me rattle on about this in my weird voice that says too much for some reason, which is a word that I never used in school giving reports. I would just go quiet. What do we have? Driven and Despair. Ooh, we got our swamp. All I need is the island. I have less than a third of the pack to get the full art island, to get at least one of each. And sometimes the packs just argue. They just argue. Absolutely argue. There we go. What do we have? So, I know the angle on this isn't the best. It's the best I could do with what I have available. As I am able to actually get better equipment and a better setup, I will be getting better lighting, of course. I'm going to have to really skew this one so you can see what's going on a little bit easier. The light I have, the camera set up at the angle, just doesn't quite pick up enough, and I have the white balance turned pretty much all the way. Yeah, talking hands, I know. Spirit fingers, woo! Sorry. Fraying Sanity. At the beginning of each upkeep step, enchanted player puts the top X cards of their library into their graveyard. X is the number of cards put into the graveyard from anywhere this turn. Okay. There's my island. I have one of each. Awesome. Going to add those to my land set that I take with me to go drafting. So I don't have to borrow lands from the shop, and I don't have to break down my deck at the end of the day. I can do it later. Anyway, my setup. I'm in the garage right now. I work graveyards, so I'm doing this on my day off, which means I'm being loud on my day off, and I work a normal job, which means I need to live with roommates because I live in the big city, and you can't afford a place to live without roommates. Oh, the foul-blooded. And there's the forest. I do believe that he is one of the top 3 values. Yep, foul-blooded. He is almost a $15 card currently. That deserves a sleeve. I believe in sleeving out of the pack, so I have sleeves on hand. Once they're super expensive, I also hard case very quickly. They're not expensive. They're easy to keep on hand. If they get damaged, you're not losing out on a ton of money. So yeah. So, and unfortunately, like in this case, my microphone doesn't actually fit into the jack on my camera. I don't have the right jack converter, so I'm going to have to go and spend more money on that when I have a little bit of extra money. My tripod didn't have the right size to connect the overlean to, because it kind of curves over so the camera can point down. So I ended up kind of tearing it apart and jerry-rigging it so I could at least get a decent angle onto it. Iffy on the stability of that. Is putting it nicely. I might be able to put it back together with the original post that was in there when I'm done. I'm not quite sure. It might just get recycled. However, it works for now. And in addition to that, lighting. I mean, I had to just find a spot under the brightest light I could. I actually changed the light bulb to a higher brightness. Changed the light bulb to a higher brightness to see what I could get going. And I think it's going to be okay. I don't think the video is great, and I know the sound on this is going to be really bad because the device I was recording audio on completely died, but I didn't want to sit around for 3 hours while I charged up my phone and then resynced the audio from the audio recorder like I did on my other videos up until this point. So the easiest thing to do is going to be get that jack, get that placed in there, get a ring light or 2 with a diffuser so that I'm not glaring off the cards too heavily. Hopefully those will be able to connect to whatever stand I get, to connect the elbow to so that I can have a better top-down view. In which case I will be able to move the cards closer, and if I can record it directly to my computer, or at least have a power supply in some way, I shouldn't have the same interruptions in each video that I have been experiencing. This is a learning curve for me. These are things people don't talk about very often, but it's what I have going. Like the God Pharaoh's gift, you work with what you got. That felt like a really long setup, and I wish it was on purpose, but it wasn't. But it's a setup. I mean, they tell you that audio is the most important thing, and I feel people are going to get really disappointed in the audio on this one, and please let me know if something doesn't sound right, if something's too loud. I need to know. Like, I know the rappers are probably going to be too loud. I'm going to have to figure out what people do to minimize the sound on those. It's not very common for people to talk about their setups or how they do it, and research works, but it takes a while. Well, at least we got our second mythic, Crested Sunmare. Should be a unicorn because it's kind of a pretty horse. So, and let me know, do you have any tips, any tricks, anything you know works for a setup? I would like to have some help there. I have a desk that I will be pulling out of storage that will work better for a tabletop and allow me to sit in a chair that pulls up closer. So instead of me naturally being here and having to remember to move my hands forward, this will be the more natural spot for me to be opening because I'll be able to see without the glare as things get set up better. But they have to get to that point. They have to get set up better, and it's never going to happen. If I just wait for a better setup, if I wait till I can afford the better setup, I'm just not going to do it. And I'm not doing this for you as completely. I'm not doing it for you completely. I'm doing it as much for myself as I am for you. For everybody. It's just, I feel bad. I want the perfect setup. I want those beautiful setups that everybody has, where you can tell they just have a station, they have a camera set up there, they don't move anything, they just hit record, they go from there. Champion of Wits. And Champion of Wits enters the battlefield. You may draw a card equal to its. You may draw cards equal to its power. If you do, discard 2 cards. There might be... Oh, Eternalize. Eternal, okay. So, nobody has to explain this to me now because the card explains it for me. This card from your graveyard, create a token that is a copy of it, exile it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Okay. So what I'm getting is Eternals are zombie versions of other things. That's what I'm getting from this. If I'm wrong, then please, again, go comment away. I will try to read all the comments. I will try to reply to comments that are left as long as I can. I do have long bus rides with, so reading and replying to comments probably is going to be an easier thing than I expect. We'll have to see. So there were... Oh, it's a shiny! Hour of Devastation. All creatures lose indestructible till end of turn. Deal 5 damage to each creature and each non-bolus planeswalker. Ouch! That's only a rare. I wanted to put that in the mythic section. River's Encampment. I want these in foil. I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure they don't. But now I kind of want those in the foil versions. And sorry for opening that off camera. I keep pulling back. I have a wonked out shoulder that acts up sometimes, and trying to do these motions out further aggravates it. So when I pull things back this way, it allows me to open it without using the muscle in the same way. So it ends up not hurting as much, so I start drifting this way, and umming a lot apparently, because I just instinctively am trying to minimize the amount of harm I'm doing there, the amount of pain that I feel, or irritation, or discomfort. We have a magic mirror. That's all it is. So that's our Hours of Devastation box. We pulled one of the mythic above $10 value cards. We pulled at least one full set of these, maybe 2. Oh, that works too. There's one set, there's the swamp, there's the mountain, there's the plains. We got 2 sets and a couple extras. Awesome. I like the full art lands, and I really, like I said earlier, like the Egyptian-based stuff. We do have him. What I'm going to do with these from this point is I am actually going to binder them all up, including the comments, Any doubles that I have will probably go up for trade at some point. I'll have to make some sort of site or something to make it clear to people what is and isn't. But I do like the collection of the cards. So I will be taking one of each of these, and I will be bindering them for myself. And I will be doing it, then creating a list of which ones I'm missing, so that next time I open the box, I can know what I'm looking for. And at some point it just becomes a fun game of, can I get a box? Can I get the last card? The collection aspect. It's one of the things I really enjoy about this, and I hope you do too. I mean, I'll go through, at some point, I'll hopefully be able to post what I'm missing off of this, or maybe on the next video I'll post a list of the cards that I'm looking for so we can look for them together. So it's not just watching a video, but it's watching a video and hoping to find the cards with me, and playing peekaboo and being like, oh, you missed that halfway through, and why didn't you notice? Because you'll be able to track it better than I can half the time. But there's that. So, until next time and the next box that I have, thanks for watching.